Hey writers, welcome back. Today we're going to continue to look at our change the ending story, and our focus today will be adding details, and specifically sensory details. So things that we might be able to taste, see, hear, feel, or smell. So my anchor chart gives me some good ideas of words that I can add to my story just to give it some more detail and help my readers visualize what's going on in the story. With that in mind, you'll notice that I have gone through and mostly completed my story. I think I still have a few more things to add. But as I'm going in adding my details today, it will help me think about other things that I want to add to my story as well. So I I used my brainstorming sheet where I re looked at my problem. I went through the different events that I wanted to make sure I hit in my story. And so now I want to go back and look, is there any point in the story where I think I can add a few more details that helps my reader? So I'm going to start with the second paragraph, um, just because you've already heard my first paragraph. So I'm going to start here. But really, what I want to do as a reader is read my entire story over again and add details to any part of the story that I think I missed. So let's begin reading and see what are some sensory details I can add as I'm reading. So King Midas did not know what to do. Soon he took his solid gold daughter everywhere he went. So I'm thinking about his solid gold daughter and maybe thinking about what are some other ways in which we can describe gold. And I look at my sensory details and I see over here where we look at the seeing place, like what am I seeing when I'm looking at the gold daughter? And she could definitely be shiny. So I'm gonna describe her as solid, shiny gold daughter everywhere he went. When he went to the market, he took her there. He tried asking everyone if they could help. Please help me, help my daughter, please, yelled King Midas. Well, I remember in the story that King Midas was trying to eat, and at one point, he still had that golden touch. And while he was eating, it turned things into gold. So that makes I kind of want to revisit that. And I know he's at the market, so maybe like right in this spot. So I'm just gonna show my writers where I'm gonna add this, and I'm gonna write it off to the side here. So I'm gonna think about, maybe he smelled. So when he went to the market, he took her there. So maybe even right here, right after he took her there, maybe I'm gonna say he smelled sweet. There's that sensory detail, sweet fruit, and remembered how hungry he was. And since he's remembering how hungry he was, maybe he also thought how maybe hard it was to bite into the gold. He thought about how hard the gold tasted. So now he's smelling the sweet fruit, remembering how hungry he was. Then he thought about how hard the gold tasted, and maybe he forgot and tried asking everyone if they could help. So he had to let that idea go because he couldn't stop to eat food because he's really worried about turning his daughter back into a human. So, writers, today, Think about the ways that you can take a look at your story. I still have to go back to the beginning of my story and to the end and see if there's any other pieces that I want to add in. Notice how there was one point where I added one word, but then I thought about adding a couple sentences that also had sensory details just to give my readers some more uh, of the story to help them understand it even better. So today, as you're adding your sensory details, think about the things that are happening in your story that might have taste, that you can see, hear, feel, or smell. Good luck.